Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Rebecca Smekla. I'm coming to you from the Department of Educational Technology with the School District of Palm Beach County, here today with your updates with Google Meet. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of things to discuss today. As you know, back in August and September, we got some of those updates. We did some previous videos on knocking and Google Classroom and SIS integration. Here in September, we've got the new integration with Jamboard. We've got even some things that they told us were going to be here in November and December. So we're going to get into all of that with you today. So first up is our troubleshooting and help. So this has newly arrived inside of settings. If you click those three little dots on the right-hand corner, you're going to now get some troubleshooting. It's going to show you difference with your network and connectivity. And if you need some help, there are some documentation right there on how to present, how to record, how to do all of those things inside of Google Meet. Next up, we also have in settings how to filter out disruptive noise. So think about all of that keyboard typing, the doors opening and closing, things going on outside of your window. All of that can be canceled out now. Now the default is off, so you do need to go into your settings and turn that on. We also have the much anticipated Q&A. This offers an easy way for your students to ask questions in a structured way, and also for other students in your class to upvote that question. So if everyone has the same question, they can easily indicate that within Q&A. Also, we have polls. Polls are a great way to gauge the pulse of your audience. Also a great way to have a formative assessment with an exit ticket with your students. Jamboard integration. Now you can create a new jam, or you can import a jam from your Google Drive that you already have pre-set up, and it will immediately share it with everyone in your classroom. Much anticipated breakout rooms are now available as well. You can easily divide your students into a breakout room and pop in between each of those to work with small groups. You can create up to 100 rooms in breakout rooms. I'm not sure if you would need 100, but it is possible to do that. Now we have attendance reports. If you have at least 5 people in your Meet, you will receive an email that has an attendance report. It will have their name, their email, the length of the time they were on the call, including when they joined and what time they exited the Meet. So this is excellent for attendance. And finally, we wanted to talk to you a little bit more about the blur in the background. We introduced this in our last update. However, we've gotten some more information regarding blur. So if you don't have it, it's okay. We have found out that it's only available right now on desktop computers that have a very, very strong processor. It uses a lot of the CPU, so you might not see this option on your device yet. It's also not available on any Chromebook at this time. Google is working to introduce that with support for Chrome OS and for mobile apps, but at this time, if you don't see the blur, don't worry, they're working on it, okay? So I'm going to bring up my my teacher friend, Mr. John Long today, and Mr. Long is going to walk us through all of those updates that I just mentioned. We know everybody likes to see that in person, so we want to give you that opportunity to learn from Mr. Long today. Hi, Mr. Long.
Good morning, Rebecca. Thank you for introducing me. So I'm going to start off, and I'm going to start in my classroom, and here a link to my Google Meet, and I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go straight into my class, and here's my class. Say hi, everybody. All right, so today we've got some great things to show you. We've got a lot to show you, and there's a lot to go through. The first thing I want to make sure is that not all features that we show you today you may have. It will take up to 15 days for your features to show. I just got Q&A this week, just like 2 days ago, and so I'm already showing you how to use Q&A. So we'll go through some of those things. The first thing I want to share with you is if I go down here to my 3 little dots, This is where the troubleshooting and help that Rebecca mentioned just a few minutes ago. And this has got some great features because this shows you your network stability. So if you're at home or at school, it can help you with some troubleshooting tips. Here's your connection. I had a little hiccup right there, right about 10 minutes ago. And also here's my CPU usage. And you can see that it's kind of like peaking right now because I'm doing lots of things. I closed a lot of tabs before I started closing this thing. And also the help. The help has some great ways of tips on recording things and sharing things out. So I just want to point out where the troubleshooting and help is. So just remember it's under here, the 3 little dots, and there it is. So next we're going to go in and show you where the in the settings, we're going to go to AV, to audio, and this is the noise cancellation feature right here. This is where I can turn this on. So if I've got a lot of noise in the background, this will help filter out some of that noise, and it's going to help for the students to hear a little bit better. So I'm going to leave that on, okay? And I'm going to close that. And one more thing while I'm down here, there's the blur. If you have it, if you don't worry about it. Hopefully we'll fix these things and it'll be coming soon. All right, so we're going to be moving into some of the new features. The new features started with adding this little activities icon up in the top right-hand corner that has a triangle, a square, and a circle. When I click on that, that's where Breakout Rooms, Polls, and Q&A. So let's start with Q&A. So when I click on Q&A, nothing can happen until me, the teacher, or the owner of the Google Meet turns this on. So when I turn this on, then my students can start to ask questions. A lot of questions are there. And so now my students can start asking their questions right here in Q&A. And this is for during a lecture or during an interaction or something like that, where students can actually ask a question. They click down here to ask a question, and the question should pop up in a minute. And so we're just waiting with bated breath to see what my students have to say. Oh, what time is lunch? Oh, let's see, Tasha, we're about an hour from lunch, I think. Do we have any homework today? No, Dana, it's Friday. We shouldn't have any homework today. And Rebecca, the same question, ditto. All right, so let me show you these things. Students can like a response. You can hide this question. So since I have 2 of these, I can actually hide this question, and it shows right here that question is being hidden. I can say I've answered that question. I can check it. How is a raven like a writing desk? Oh, Trent, that's a good question. I should let you expound upon that. And there's also a trash can here if I need to delete a question. So like I can actually go through and I can delete a question. So this is basically Q&A. So they can still chat unless you want to turn the chat off, but the Q&A is where they're asking questions. So we're going to move right along and go into polls. And so Tasha's already chatting away there. Good for her, Tasha. And here's a quick poll that I created. What is your favorite Dr. Seuss book? And I put the Lorax and Green Eggs and Hams. And so this is where I can, I've already saved this. There would be a save and a launch button down here when I make a poll. But I can click this so they can see the results. I'm going to click launch because right now, they don't see the results. So I'm going to do that. And now it shows that it's live. And my students can now vote for their favorite book. We're 3-1 with Green Eggs and Ham. Awesome. That's awesome. So I hope everybody has Green Eggs and Ham for breakfast tomorrow and Saturday. You can use this for lots of things like an exit ticket. So like, let's say we're doing a lesson on fractions today, and I want to ask a quick question to my students. Did you understand fractions today? And I can say yes, no, and I was lost. All right. I can add more things. Here's where you can see the save button or the launch button. I can save it for later, or I can go ahead and launch it. And now I can get back from my students the results. Do they feel comfortable with it? Do they not feel comfortable with it? Looks like I'm going to be reteaching fractions. I guess what I need to do is have pizza for lunch, and we can use it to do fractions. Do you guys like having pizza?
Yes.
All right,
Mr.
so we'll have
Long.
pizza. All right. So that's polls. Okay, now just remember, not all features are available at the same time. It's on a 15-day rollout. A 15-day rollout. All right. Thank you, Dana, for that excellent handheld gesture right there. All right. So I want to go back one more thing and go down here to the three little dots. Just remember, if you need help with the polls and stuff like that, this is where you can go and look for help on polls and stuff like that. And you can look for troubleshooting on your connections there under the three little dots. One of the things that we wanted to talk about to you is like if we wanted to invite a guest to our class, how do we go about doing that? Well, that's when you go to the People tab, and here's all of our people. And if I want to invite someone that's outside our district or inside our district as a speaking guest, I can click on this and I can type in their email address. And I can say, oh, let's invite John Shoemaker as our guest. We miss him today. And we'll just click send email. And there he'll get an email and then he would come into our room. And that's how you can invite people. Now, one thing you need to realize is that under the shield here, you have to be the owner of the room. This quick access needs to be left on, or you can turn it off and you can still send emails, but the students can actually invite other people until you turn that off, and that turns that off right there. All right, so this is the next biggest feature that everyone's been waiting for. We keep getting hundreds of emails, and it's about breakout rooms, and breakout rooms is here. And we were just amazed that it came out so quickly. And so I'm going to go back to here to my Activities tab, and I'm going to go to Breakout Rooms. And I just click on Breakout Rooms. And one thing you need to know is that you can have up to 100 breakout rooms. You can shuffle the people around. So right now, Breakout Room 1 has Dana and Rebecca in it. Breakout 2 has Tasha and Trent. I can clear this and move them around. I can actually say, okay, well, maybe Rebecca and Dana are not a good fit together. So I'm going to put Tasha up here just by dragging it and put Rebecca down here with Trent because I think she gets along really good with Trent. And they're going to go into their breakout rooms and they're going to talk about their favorite Dr. Seuss book. So I'm going to send them off to their breakout rooms by clicking this Create button. And they're going to get a question that says, do you want to go into the breakout rooms? Now, they actually have to say that they're going to go. Okay? Tasha, you're still here.
Oh, I forgot.
All right. So now they're in their breakout rooms. I'm out here in the main room, and they're in the breakout rooms. I can click in and see what they're doing. So I'm going to go into breakout room. I'll be right back. All right, ladies, how's it going in here?
It's going fine. We're talking about books.
What's your favorite Dr. Seuss book, Mr. Long?
I love Horton Hears the Who because I love the quote that says, people are people no matter how small or something like that. So that I butchered the quote, but anyway.
I was just texting. Oh, I was going to say, I don't think Mr. Long saw what I was texting.
Yeah, one thing I wanted you to get to know is that I'll tell you in a little bit about the texting during the breakout room. So I need to go over and pop up, and you girls keep talking about your books, your favorite books. I'm going to go check on Rebecca and Trent, okay? So I'm going to join that group.
Bye, Mr. Long.
Bye-bye. All right. Hey, how's it going over here?
It's going great, Mr. Long. We were just taking some notes.
Oh, good for you. That's great. All right. So I'm going to end the breakout rooms, and we're going to bring everybody back into the main room. Okay, so I'll see you guys back in the main room. Let's click on End Breakout Rooms and return. And we're back into the main rooms, and so we're waiting for Trent. Trent's on his way back from Cyberland, I'm sure. There comes Trent. So I need to let you know a couple things. When you're recording a Google Meet, it does not record the breakout rooms. It will only record the main room. So if you're recording, Don't get frustrated if it doesn't record the breakout rooms. That capability is not available at this time. I don't know if it will be or not, but it's not available. The other thing that you need to be aware of is that the chat is on in each of the rooms. So you have to go in and turn off the chat in each room. So you would have to go to each room and turn off the chat. Right now, no one's in the room, but you can actually do that later, okay? So I wanted to let you know that you may want to turn it off because you don't see what's going on in the chat till you're in the room, and then anything that you're in the room for, I would see. I would not see anything before I got in the room or after I got back in the room. Or even if I go back into the room, I may not see everything. So you may want to go in and turn off that chat feature. If you don't remember how to turn off that feature, let me quickly remind you just to click and go over here to this and just say, no, I don't want anybody to send messages. But I'm going to leave it on because we're going to build some collaboration here. All right. Yeah, my students like to chat, so I'm going to leave it on, but I can trust them. All right. One thing I want to show you is this. In our sessions, you see these little dots here, and the dot was up here as well. That means there's new information under polls and under Q&A. So anytime someone has posted something, you can actually go back into the polls and see those features. All right. Did I miss anything, class? Except Jamboard.
Jamboard.
All right, so the next thing we're going to do is Jamboard, and this is where a lot of teachers want to have their own whiteboard in class. So I'm going to go down to the three little dots, and I'm going to go to Whiteboard and open a Jam. All right, so when I open the Jam, it gives me two options. Start a new whiteboard, which I'm going to do, or choose from an existing board that I've already started. So I'm going to start with a new one for this demonstration. You need to make sure that all the people in the meet have access, and you also want to give them edit access if you want them to write. If you want them just to view only, you can send this to view. And also this lets you, anyone in the school district actually find this link and stuff. But we're going to leave that blank for now. We're just going to leave it from our class. All right, here's my Jam. The Jam's labeled with the Google Meet code from the Google Classroom, and all of my students are probably popping in, and I want you to type in your favorite number of students. You can handwrite it, or you can put it on a sticky note, or you can handwrite it. What's your favorite number? I'm just going to come over here, and I'm just going to put 14. One thing you need to be aware of is that students can add photos into this just like a regular Jamboard. But when you see their mouse, there's Trent over here, the one. Oh, I love the number 5. Who did the number 5? Was that Tasha? Tasha, you can see Tasha's picture right there, and that's labeled to her graphic. All right. Who did the 3 number? Number 3. That was also, that was Rebecca. I saw Rebecca's hand. All right. So I'm going to end this Jamboard. I just wanted to make sure you know that you can actually put them on different screens if you want to, and they can work collaboratively that way as well. All right. I'm going to close that. And I think I've got everything covered, except one more thing. Just remember, all features do not happen at the same time. They're on a 15-day rollout. That's a 15-day rollout. Rebecca, you have a question or you want to add something?
Yeah, Mr. Long, can you show us what happens after you close a meet when you go to your email to get your reports?
Oh, that's right. Thank you so much for reminding me. So the attendance feature. All right. So attendance comes if you have a Google Meet of a minimum of 5 people in the classroom. Okay, when you get an email, and it doesn't happen right away, it took about 20 minutes for us to get this email when we were testing this. It will show you your attendance. It'll also show you your questions and your polling. And then here in this folder, if I go into it, it shows the results. It shows the results of those things. So this is kind of like what the email looks like. And also, I need to go back to my Meet. And also, after you do a Jamboard, you'll notice this paper clip here. And in that paper clip, there are attachments, and that's where the Jamboard gets attached. So you'll notice if you want to go back to it, your students can go back to the Jamboard into your Google Classroom as well. One thing I didn't want to mention is that Google is changing their icons. and their icons look a little bit different. And Rebecca or whoever's going to close this out is going to share with you a little bit about what that icon looks like. It looks like a little square with a little camera angle on it, but it's got the Google colors on it. It's really cool and stuff like that. So I think I'm done, unless anybody can remember something I was supposed to do.
That's it, Mr. Long.
All right, I'm out for today. All right, you have a great day.
Oh, there's everyone. We're back. I'm just going to pop in this, if I can get over to the right screen. So as John was saying, that icon is changing. So if you look in the top right-hand corner of this slide, that's the new icon for Google Meet. So if you still have the old green one with the circle, if you just refresh, you're going to get that brand new icon. I heard a couple of people calling it the fish, but it's pretty colorful, and we're liking it very much. I think Tasha is going to close us out.
Right. So I just wanted to thank you guys for watching our video. As always, as Google puts forth these updates, we will bring you these little short videos, although this one was a little longer because we have a lot to cover. So we want to keep you informed. This video, as well as all of our other videos, are on our YouTube channel, and you can get to our YouTube channel from our website, edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org, edtechtraining.palmbeachschools.org. So this is the training team, but on behalf of the entire EdTech team, we are all working to support you. So thank you very much.